Hello guys, Slime here, and today I'm going to be doing Paladins tier list. So I've seen other people doing tier lists about other stuff like iDubbbz or H3H3, so I decided to do one on Paladins. And how this is going to work is S is the highest and then F is the lowest. So I'm going to be starting from damage, then tanks, then support, then flank. So for now I'm going to start by damage, then tank, and then support and flank. I'll do those in the other half. So for now I'm going to be doing these two categories. So let's get started with the first one, Drogos. Now to be honest, Drogos, he's not that bad. He has the mobility, he has the damage, but he's very easy to kill. He has a bit low health, but other than that, he's not bad. He's a good choice for good damage, especially if it's crowded, if it's filled with other players in one area, like in capture points. So I'm going to give him a for now. So there you go. Next up is Vivian. Now Vivian, she's pretty good damage too, but she doesn't have the mobility. Like, she walks very slow, but she does have that shield which helps her dealing with against the other flanks. So I am going to give her a B. So next up is Bomb King. Bomb King is a very good choice, especially in crowded area like Drogo. So he basically just throws bombs and then does explosion. But Bomb King is also great for stuns with his ult and his huge bomb. I forgot the name of the ability, but it can also be very easily countered with Cauterize. So I'm gonna give him a B too, because he does a lot of damage. He does like 900 damage per shot. So the more he puts the bomb in you, the more damage he'll deal. So I suggest you be careful with this guy. So next up is Shaolin. Shaolin, he's also very good. He does like 1000 damage per arrow shot, but it does take a few seconds for him to shoot. Plus he's a bit slow, but other than that he has like his ability withdraw, which makes him like go back a bit. And he also have his other ability where he keeps shooting his arrows over and over, but he does stay stuck in one place, which gives him a huge disadvantage. But other than that, he's a good champion, but I'll sadly have to give him a C for his movements. Alright, next up is Leon, Cyberbolt's wife. Now, I'm not gonna try to offend Cyberbolt or anything, but Leon is all about hit scans. Like, you don't need much skills for you to try to play as her. The only skill that you have to do is to learn how to use his main weapon. But other than that, most of her other abilities are just skill shots. But she does do good damage. She has good movement speed, and she does have the health. So I'm gonna give her a B too. Next up is Cassie. Now, Cassie, she's very good if you're pro with her. Most of you guys already know this one where she just dodge roll, then shot, then dodge roll shots. I think they nerfed it a bit, but her main weapon is good. Her abilities are pretty skill based. My only complaint I have to give her is her ult, which is just basically like reveals enemies. It is useful for tactics, but it's not that useful if you're like head to head with someone else. So I'm gonna give her a C. Next on the list is Strix. Strix, he's a very good sniper. He does like 1,200 damage per shot. With headshot, I think it's 2,400. I'm not so sure, but somewhere around the no, maybe 1,060. Oh, whatever. Anyway, his main shot does like 1,200 damage, which is pretty good. And I like how they balance his main weapon. He doesn't like does like one shot all the character, except if it's with a headshot. It's great if Strix shot you once, so it's like a little warning. It's like, oh, Strix is sniping you all of a sudden, so you have to do something about it. And about his other abilities, his invisibility, the bar. I don't like the bar. The bar like drains too quickly. Even with the talent, it's not that great. His pistol is pretty good. I don't think you have to shoot automatically. Like you don't have to hold your left mouse button for you to shoot, so you have to click over and over like Andrew's main weapon. Flare, it was so useful and a bit OP. Now they nerfed it a lot, so to be honest, now Flare's really bad even with the legendary. And his ult, his flashbang, very good to escape. So like for example, if a Andro just came behind you, you could just flash him, then go invisible and then try to run away. But there is a weakness to his invisibility, which is his sound. Like you can hear like the flute, so you can kind of easily know where he is even without illuminate. So I am gonna give him a D. Next up is Victor. I don't have much to say about Victor because he's mainly like any other shooter-based game character. He just like runs, aims, and shoots, and just throw his grenade, and he has his barrage. The only thing that I have to say is that they should nerf a bit of his sprint. It's for example, if you try to flank him and then he's very low, he just tries to run away. In my opinion, they should nerf that a little bit, like his speed. But other than that, he's fine. So I'll give him a C. Next up is Kinessa. Now, compared to Strix, Kinessa is a bit less. Like she's not as good as Strix. She has like her main weapon, which she can charge. So if somebody's low, you can kind of like quickly shoot them. But in my opinion, her mines are pretty bad. I don't like them at all. They're not that useful, except if you want to put next to you, and you want to know if an enemy's coming by. But they could just shoot it very easily if they know the spot. Her ult is pretty useful. Yeah, it's pretty useful. It gives more headshot damage. It charges faster, and it gives the hitbox of the head a bit bigger, which is very good. Teleportation is also good for escape, but the only thing that I don't like is sometimes her main weapon, which is like not when she's sniping, but when she tries to just shoot over and over. That is a bit that they should buff that by a little, and her mind they should buff that too. But other than that, yeah, she's fine. So I'm gonna give her a D. Next up is Tyra. Now, Tyra, she's so useful competitive, especially in capturing points. Because if you choose like her firebomb talent, plus give her a bit more firebomb deck, it is so good, but a bit too OP. Her main weapon is fine, I guess it works. Hunter's Mark, especially the talent one, they need to nerf that. It is way too strong. So she's pretty OP, so I'm gonna give her a S. Yep, she's the very first S out of them all so far. So Dredge is broken. He's very broken right now. Even before when he's still broken. Like before and now they haven't changed him much. His broadside, his main weapon, his spear, it's just very OP. So if you want to use him in competitive, I highly recommend, because oh my god, he does so much damage. They should nerf him though. They should actually nerf him. Next up is Willow. Willow is like when you go in competitive and they ban Drogos, so you have no choice but to choose Willow, because they have a bit of similarities in terms of their main weapons, but her pros is her right click. It is very very good. Her seed is meh. They do work, but I suggest they make the charge rate of it a bit faster, so that people need to have a bit good reaction for them to kind of see the seeds and try to like dodge it. Her health is fine. Her main weapon damage is fine. Her ult is very good and useful, but the bad thing about it is a flank or a sniper can easily shoot her down in the air. So, but overall she's not bad, so I'm gonna give her a B. Next up is Imani. Now, Imani's one of the newest champion that came out, and she's not bad. The only thing I gotta complain is the talent. Is her talent is about the ice one where she kind of like shoots other people. If she, I, the only complaint that I have to give is one of her talents when she shoots somebody, like the ice goes to someone else at the same time, which is they should remove that. It is very bad because just imagine like somebody is like shooting her down, but then you're trying to heal yourself. So she shot the guy, and then the ice came to you too, so you die. And they need to nerf that because I hate it so much. And the other thing is her cooldowns. Her cooldowns are way too low. Very, very low. I suggest you make it at least 10 seconds, not like 15 or 20 seconds. Firebomb 20 seconds? Are you kidding me? Making them at least 10 seconds or 11 or just that. For some reason, the newest champions have like the lowest cooldown. I don't know why they they suddenly decided to do that. But overall, I'll give her an A. She's pretty good. All right, so that's the damage ones. As you can see, if you guys have any complaints or your other opinions about it, let me know in the comments because I'm very interested to see your point of view on this subject. So next up is Ash. Oh, Ash is very very weak right now. She has very low health. Her main weapon is fine, I guess. Her shield it needs a bit more buff. Her knockbacks, the two of them, the explosion one, and when she like push somebody back, those are pretty useful if you want to kick somebody out of the capture point. But the rest is ugh. And her ult is not bad too. It's pretty good. So overall, I'm gonna give her a C. If they buff her health and her shields a bit, she'll be like probably a B or an A. So there. Next up is Terminus. Terminus is very buggy. They're trying to fix him right now. They're trying to like fix the invisibility when he kind of uses his ult. And recently they kind of make his axe a bit smaller in the first person, which is very good. It looks so clear without like the weapon like shoving it in your face every time. So it's pretty good. But in my opinion, he's very slow, which they should give him more movement speed because he's mostly like a melee kind of guy. They should give more movement speed, and they should give like his right click a bit more of a buff because it doesn't do much damage, just like 1,000, 2,000 damage. Oops, I mean 100 or 200 damage, which is it's not so good. So they should actually buff that. His ult is very useful, but in my opinion, he should kind of like the charge, not the ult charge rate, but when he kind of like goes back alive, they should give it more speed to it because it does have a huge area damage, but still they should give it a bit more speed so that people can react faster, so they won't like go slow or put their shield up, just like quickly, and a bit more effective for him and his enemies. So overall, I'll give him a B. His main weapon is really good, by the way. Next up is Ruckus. Ruckus is very good in long range. In close range, he can headshot a bunch of times with them. His blasting, his right click it's pretty good if you want to finish off somebody. It's his barrier shield. They should give that a bit more health on that. His his dash, like when he goes up or down, left or right. I don't think he goes up without his talent. But overall on that, not bad. His ult is a bit too OP, but in exchange for that huge damage, he goes pretty slow. So in terms of balance, he's very good right now. So I'll give him a A. My boy Nando, or should I say Flank Nando, because Fernando is great with tanking. He does his shield. He has pretty good health, but he does a bit too much damage that people try to use him as like flank, which he's very useful on. So I suggest they nerf his fireball, which they already did, but they should nerf a little bit on the main damage, and they should also nerf his main weapon too, like the damage on it. So I'll give him an A. He's very good. Barrack. Now I'm not a huge fan of Barrack. I don't use him much, but his turrets are pretty good. They just need a bit more accuracy, I guess. I don't want the turrets to become like an aimbot type of thing, but they should give it a bit more damage and a bit more accuracy, and a bit of lower health. Even with the car, they should give it lower health on the turrets. His main weapon is it's not bad. They should buff the damage on it though, because it's very bad. It's not like it does like 400 damage per like I think a second or a second and a half, something like that. Um, they should also reduce the cooldown of his running thing, of his like a booster rocket thingy, because oh my god, the cooldown is so bad. I don't like the cooldown. It's like you have like only one chance for you to escape, which I guess it's good, but still they should like reduce the cooldown on it a bit, and they should give it more distance on it, more booster distance. Um, his ult is not that useful. They should buff the damage on the flaming turrets. The shield is good though; it holds up. The duration is also good on it. Other than that, it's not bad. So I'll give him a C. All right, Khan. Khan, he is very good and competitive right now, because not only of his grab when he grabs people, not his ult, his other one where he grabs them and pushes them back. That's pretty good. His shield health is pretty nice. His health, they should buff it a bit. His weapon is perfect, and the ult, it is so good. And I'm so glad that they made it as a skill shot, because now you have to like think, and you have to like predict where they're gonna move so that you can ult them and then push them out of the map properly. So I'm gonna give him an A. Next up is Atlas. Atlas is the newest champion who came out right now. I don't have much thoughts about it, except that he's a bit too more of a damage, which he's supposed to be a tank. So I'd suggest they give him more health, less cooldown on his barrier thingy. But when he used the talents, they should give it a bit more cooldown on that, because it looks like Symmetra's ult will do, and it is pretty crazy. His rewound though, his rewind, and his like his base rewind abilities, like his right click and the other one where makes him go back. Those are the proper cooldowns for it, but the health and the barrier, they should buff that a bit. They should give it more less cooldown on the barrier. But his weapon it's pretty creative. Like if you want to like go like a little burst on the guy, or you want to like do a full skill shot, that is good. But the full one, they should nerf it by a tiny little bit, by like probably like 100 or 50, something like that. That would be perfect for him. Other than that, he's not bad, so I'll give him a B. Next up is my girl Inara. Out of all the tanks, Inara is the tankiest. She actually does the role of becoming a tank, and that's because most people have a hard time killing her. She is very hard to kill. Even if you're damaged, even if you're dredge, you'll still have a hard time trying to kill Inara. And she's perfect. She's perfect right now. So I'm gonna give her an S. Perfect choice for her to perfect choice if you wanna go as tank and win the game, of course. So next up is Makoa. Makoa is right now he's pretty good. I don't have much complaint about him, except of his bubble shield. They should buff the health of it by a little. Other than that, his main weapon is good. His other ability is good. His ult is good, and it's not bad. So I'll give him an A. Last but not least, in the frontline section is Torvald. Torvald is weak right now. My best friend, he used to be a main Torvald, and in that time, He wasn't like a skill based guy. Like you could just click and then it will automatically like go and do damage on it. Just like emitter, em- well whatever. You see that ability that used to be a like his main weapon. He just used to like use his lasers on them, and it was pretty good. But now his main weapon is a bit clunky. They should buff the damage on it a little. They should buff a little on the shield and nerf a bit on his health. I know that they have to heal him and stuff like that, but still the his shield breaks very easily, so they should buff that. Um, Emitter, it's not bad. They should give a bit more duration on it though. Um, his ult is good. Uh, and that's it. I don't have much to say about him. So I'll give him a C because the current state of him right now, he's not very good. So that's it for now. Not the video. Like this is the first half of the tier list. The next one that I'm gonna go on, which is the flank and the healers. So I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so we're back with the support and flank categories. So yeah, let's get this over with really. So let's start with Ying. Ying is right now she's in a pretty good spot. She'll know how to heal. Her illusions are pretty good. Her right click is fine. So I have no complaints about her. So I'm gonna give her an S. She is great for healing. Next up is Furia. Oh my god, Furia. Oh. Now, she's not terrible, and she's not very good either. Her main weapons are fine. Her little fucking wing dash. I don't know the names of their ability. I always keep forgetting about them. But her wing dash is fine. The only thing that I gotta complain is her Pyre Strike healing talent and her Pyre Strike healing talent is way too OP. They need to nerf the healing on that. That is insane. I know it needs a bit skill on it for you to use it and has pretty low cooldown, but still that is a lot of healing. And it's not like one heal per person. Like the whole squad could just stay in one Pyre Strike and they just like immediately heal. Even with Cauterized 3, you'll still get the heal. And her right click is way too weak. They need to put it back to 50%. Okay, like the talent. Because with or without, it's still pretty bad. And not a lot of people are using it. Most of them are focused with Pyre Strike. So buff her right click ability and nerf her Pyre Strike talent. That is a must. But other than that, I'll give her a B. Oh, a Grok. Grok right now is very good. A few months ago, they did a buff on him where when he ults, he can fly and he can like use his totem like in a distance, which is pretty good. And that's a perfect buff for him because right now he's pretty good. And he's also like a mini tank, so he's also hard to kill. But he's also very useful at the same time. So I'll put him in the A. Next up is Grover. I don't want to offend anybody who's a main Grover who likes Grover, but he's pretty bad. His axe though, his axe is pretty good on the distance, but he's not supposed to be a damage. He's supposed to be a support. So his healings aren't that great. Like for example, his range is pretty good. They should nerf that a bit because, in my opinion, with the cards plus the talent's a bit too far. So they should nerf that by a tiny bit. And the healing per second, they should definitely buff that because it is so bad. It's not that useful, even when you're like even when you're fighting somebody. Like the healing that you get from it, it's pretty bad. Especially with Cauterized 3, it is garbage. So they should buff that. Buff his flower thingy, like the main ability, not on it, not the talents. His ult is fine, I guess. They just need a bit more duration on it. And I'm gonna have to give him a E, just because of the healing on it. It's very bad. So He's the very first E. I'm hearing some people already getting pissed off about this, but it just doesn't feel right. Next up is Janus. Janus right now is pretty good. He does decent damage, decent healing at the same time. They should buff it by a little bit, just by a little tiny bit, like give it a little fraction more heals. But other than that, he's very useful. Oh yeah, they should also give a cooldown on his bunny ability, because in my opinion, it's pretty OP for him that he can just run away easily. When he jumps, he'll go slower, but that is not enough. They should actually give like cooldown, like probably 3-4 seconds at least, not like 2 or 1. Jeez, hell no. So overall he's good. So I'll give him a B. Maldamba. Next up is Maldamba. Maldamba is very good right now. His heals are so it is great. I don't have much to complain about it except his main damage, but in my opinion, it's perfect. Okay, his main damage is perfect. His snake is good, I guess. His heals are it is perfect. His ult is fine. Health is fine. So I'm gonna have to give him an S because yeah, he's so useful. Pip, Pip. Now, to be honest, on Pip, he's kind of like that kind of guy where you like Fernando, where you choose him to be a healer or flank, because one of his talents where he gives like more damage when he uses slow ability, like his right click. That is pretty useful. His healing, on the other hand, without the talent where when you shoot your ally, they get heals. Without that, it's pretty weak, but with it, it's very useful. So I'll give him a C. It's average. His heals, his health, everything else is average. I'll give him a C. What can I say about Ceres? She's perfect. In my opinion, she is insanely good in heals. The only complaint I have is her damage, her main damage, which is pretty low and goes pretty slow. Her orbs go pretty slow, but on the other, her healing is she does so much healing per second. It is very OP. Oh, she's just good right now. Next up is Edro. Now, Edro, he's very good. Some people I think that I'll give him an S because a lot of people love Edro and he's good. His dash abilities is balanced. His main weapon is a bit OP though. His health is fine. His reversal is fine. So I'll give him an A, not an S. The only complaint I have is the fire rate of his main damage. It's a bit too fast. They should lower that by a little. Right now, Buck is terrible. He does pretty good heals on himself, but the damage is bad. His heroic leap's cooldown is a bit too low, so they should kind of like put it. If I had to guess, I'll put it like 4 seconds, not like 7 seconds. He has a lot of health, which they should nerf that, but in general, he's not doing so well, so I'll give him a D. Lex, my boy Lex. He is without his 50% lifesteal when you shoot his target, he is decent, but with it, he's really good. His sliding abilities, I guess it's fine. In my opinion, they should give it a bit more duration on it because it's pretty fast. Like they should give it a bit more duration so that he has a chance to like shoot somebody properly. But other than that, his ult is fine. It's pretty balanced. His health is also balanced, fine. His main weapon is a little OP. They should nerf that by a tiny bit. His right click. His right click is good and bad at the same time. Good because it's basically a skill shot. It's like an aimbot, but bad because the cooldown is pretty low. But it is balanced. It is pretty balanced. So, other than that, he's a good choice as flank. So I'll give him a A. Oh, Evie. Evie's the same. She's pretty good. Her teleportation is good. Her ice cube is good. Her damage though, her main damage is a bit too much. They should nerf that by like 50 or like 100, because in my opinion, like 900 damage per shot. I know it has a pretty low fire rate, but still that is a lot of damage. Like compared to Drogo's, Drogo shoots faster and does more damage because of course he's a damage. But EVG as a flank, she has like 800 or 900 damage, somewhere like that. Oh my god, that's a lot. So they should nerf that. But on the other hand, her ult is fine, her health is fine, everything else is fine. So I'll give her a B. Oh god, Koga. Koga is insanely OP right now with his dragon stance. It is so good, but it's also good and bad at the same time. Good because he does a lot of damage, and if you shoot them right and not miss a single shot, he is very OP. But he can very easily countered with cauterize and a bit of like dodging skills, because if he missed like 2 or 3 shots, he's dead. He's dead against anybody. If he missed any of those shots, he has a high chance of losing, because the more he misses, the higher chance he'll be killed. So I'll give him a B. Plus, they actually nerfed him, his dragon stance, so it's kind of fine right now, but it's still OP in general. My girl Maeve, my Maeve, my bae, my lover. Oh, I just love her. I'm gonna give her an S straight away. I don't have to explain why. I don't have to explain why at all. She's mwah. Okay. Moji. Oh, Moji. She's terrible right now. She's garbage. She's very, very bad. I don't have to explain myself, but just her main weapon is very bad. It's very low. Her health is very bad. Her barrier duration is very low. And her ult is, I guess, a little useful, but just the rest is very bad. So I'm gonna give her an F straight away. They need to buff her. Talus, Talus, my boy, Talus, big boy. Talus, he is very, very good. If you give him like the full lifesteal deck that I have, plus life rip, he is so useful. He can survive anything. Even with Cauterize 3, he can still do a lot of damage and survive at the same time. So I'm going to give him an A. Oh my god, he's so good. Zin is perfect. Not right now, because okay, right now he's perfect, but recently in the street style update they nerfed his billow duration, which is so bad. 1.5 seconds, are you kidding me? It is and they removed the card where you can give more duration. They changed it to give more cooldowns of whirl, but oh, why did they do that? Like at the beginning when I saw it on the patch notes, I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. I guess they give more speed and movement speed and all. But oh my god, when I tested it myself, it was it wasn't that helpful. Okay, like even if you try to escape from something, you cannot, and that is bad. They need to at least bring the card back, at least, please, because oh my god, the duration nerf is bad. But other than that, his main ability is good, whirl is good, ult is sweet, a counter it's fine. So in general, if you know how to use him, he can be very deadly. So I'm gonna give him an S boy. Easy to learn, but hard to master. So I guess that's it. That's my Paladins tier list, in my opinion, and most of them are like an A and B. Some of them are on the lower section, and most of them are in C. So on S, sorry. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I would like to know your opinions on it. If you guys have your own tier list on Paladins champion. And for now, this is like the tier list in 2019 in the street style update. I might do it again probably next year when there are more champions, more balance on it. And if you guys want me to do that, let me know in the comments, because I enjoyed it, saying my opinion on it, and talk about the experience, each and every characters, and yeah, but I really enjoyed it. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It took me a lot of time for me to edit this and explain my opinions without actually breaking my English. So if you did, please hit the like button. It'll really help me out. So, and this is Slime, and I'll see you guys next time.